Okay, last day of my Yellowstone trip. This is day 4. All I'm doing right now is I'm basically just going, kind of west. The trail doesn't go straight west, but west, straight down that south boundary trail to cross the Snake River and out at that trailhead that's right next to the south entrance station. Um, Pretty easy to imagine, but for consistency, since I did it with the other videos, I will show it on a map. Okay, doing the recap. Started here. Came down here, 9 Mile Meadow, looped up progressively better trails to the campsite on Heart Lake. Yesterday I came around Heart Lake, great views. Down this way, straight down, forded the Snake River. I'm right here, and I'm going whoop, right here, there's a ford, and out. Alright, heading out for the day. Saying goodbye, especially to that marmot that lives right over here. He actually might be out. He came out and watched me watch the sunset, which is kind of funny. All right, so heading down trail. Gonna see how different it is now that it's a sunny day, because my experience with it was pretty soggy and miserable. Right away, moving through the meadow, passing these thermal features. And I was really curious to see if these thermal features would be steaming as much as they were when I came in, because I know the rain does help with that. They're still steaming pretty good. There were some that were just past the campsite that were not steaming yesterday, that were steaming when I first came out. So I think the rain kind of uncovers hidden like hot springs and thermal features. I'm about to cross the bridge for this little thermal creek. Crossing the bridge, and I'm gonna take a look. Let's see. That's still pretty cool though. Look at that. Very, very impressive. It smells a little bit like sulfur, but that's what hot springs do. Gonna turn to the other side. Also cool. Okay, so now in front of me is the forest. And I think I'll be in the forest for a really long time after this meadow. Yep, bear track. That is a pretty big bear track too. So, definitely gonna be making noise heading through here. It is pretty dense. Oh, look at this, more bear tracks. Okay. Well, hey bears, good morning. Coming through. That's all I can do. I was just seeing horse tracks for a while, but those are clearly bears. What are these? Hard to tell. No, those are horses. Those are horses. Okay. Big bear in the area. Alright, this is the one downed tree on my route. I have no clue how those guys got their horses over this, because I basically have to climb over it. Like, seriously. I've been seeing horse tracks for a long time, and I see horse poop, so they're usually really good at getting these trees cleared out. The rest of the route had them all cleared out, but this was the one downed tree. Alright, so still getting horse tracks, and then bear, and also bear. That's a smaller bear though, so that's a different bear. There is also a solo hiker who came through here recently, also going in the direction I'm going. So I am going in a different direction than the bears and the horses did, but there's obviously more than one bear in the area. I am doing a pretty good job of making noise, and the real danger, especially with grizzlies, is you don't want to surprise them, because their response to a threat is to attack. But if you make noise, the likely thing is they'll just move away, because they are naturally afraid of us. It's just when they've been conditioned with food or something else, they lose that fear, and then there's problems. So making as much noise as I can, and I'm also walking in a different direction than the bears. And just FYI, I do have bear spray holstered at my hip too, because that is important. Last case scenario, it's kind of like an ice axe. Probably never use it, but glad to have it if you need it. Glad to have it and know how to use it if you need it. And more bear fun on the trail. That is bear scat. That is a lot of bear scat. So yeah, plenty of signs of bears in this area. The video you have to watch at the ranger station, the safety video, does say that most visitors to the backcountry will never even see a bear. This is not the place I would like to see a bear. So fingers crossed that making a lot of noise. It's not that far to the trailhead, but clearly there are a lot of bears here. This is a nice relief. The trail is still fairly soggy. Might be why I'm seeing so many of the bear prints, but it's definitely some areas that still have some standing water. But at least I'm moving a little faster through it than when it was raining. When it was raining, it was just slipping and sliding everywhere. So you can see it's still pretty damp, really torn up by those horses. Yep, bear print. Here. Still seeing bear prints, but started seeing like deer prints and such too. There's got to be a lot of bears in this area because they've been different sized prints pretty much every time. But getting actually kind of close to where this forested area ends. So I will be talking to myself out loud for, a little bit longer. All right, just about emerging from the forest to this beautiful, beautiful meadow area. Looks like that body of water is technically a hot spring too. A lot more people on trail now. I just passed 2 groups of day hikers and 1 group of backpackers. The day hike groups, one of them actually looked Park Service led. But it was funny, I warned all of them about the bear prints, and even the Park Service people seemed kind of surprised, but I feel like this area is a big grizzly area, so I don't know. So there were a lot of prints on trail today, a lot more signs of bears, a lot more scat too than the entire rest of my trip. But getting closer to the ford now, going through this beautiful meadow, and almost done. You can see this smoking a little bit, well, steaming. It's steam. Oh, you know what? This is the South Boundary Hot Springs. I know what this is. I stopped here on the way in. All right, anyway, getting closer to the trailhead. Approaching my first ford, and now it's my last ford of the Snake River. It's the one that's furthest downstream, so it is the widest. There is that nice clear orange diamond right across the way. And even if there wasn't, you might be able to see there's parked cars there. That's just the trailhead anyway. So you can see some cars over here. This is the entrance. Actually, let me turn around here. The actual pay entrance is right here where all these cars are lined up. So while I'm fording this, I get to be entertainment for anyone coming into the south entrance right now. Instead of seeing bison, they're seeing me crossing this river. All right, I'm gonna put the camera away because this was slippery. Breathing hard coming uphill from that bank, but I am done. Back at the parking lot, safely. And that's it for this backpacking trip. I don't know, I think it was pretty fun. Despite all the bear drama this morning, like most backcountry visitors, I did not see a bear. I feel like a dense forest like that would be a bad place to bump into him anyway. I'd rather see him from like the river or a meadow where I can keep the proper distance away. Other than that, you'll have to excuse me. I'm gonna go shower and play tourist for a little bit. But as always, thanks for coming along on my trip with me.